Welcome to Beyond the Bell, a podcast from the Barrow County School System, and today we're talking to our work-based learning coordinators about this fantastic program and how it benefits our students. So welcome to the show. How are you all doing?
We're doing good. Thanks for having us. Yes.
Wonderful. So would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Tywanda Jackson, a native of Barrow County, class of 1999, Wanda Barrow High School, in which I'm there now as the work-based learning coordinator.
Yes, and I'm Clay McElheny, and I'm a work-based learning coordinator for VASA, where we are currently, and I'm probably the newbie. I'm new to our little trio that we have here, but it's been great. I love having a group to work with.
I'm Miranda Deaton. I'm the work-based learning coordinator at Appalachia High School. Been doing it about 7 years, and I have actually taught Barrow County for about 15 years.
That's wonderful.
Here.
That is wonderful. So number one, Miranda, could you go ahead and get us started with explain what the work-based learning program is and what qualifications a student must have to participate?
So a work-based learning program is the opportunity for students that are juniors and seniors to take a class and go get credit for school, but actually leave school and go to work. We look for ideal situations where students can work in internships related to their pathway, but then also just letting students that have jobs, learn more employability skills, so they can get work hours in and also get school credit at the same time, and a lot of them get paid. They do have to be a junior or senior. They have to be 16. They have to apply, so it's an application process that we put out in the spring. Right now, we have applications ready for next school year. And so students apply, and then we sit down with them and we look, they look at what their pathway is, what job could they have, how does it match what their future goals are for employment, and we do vet them. So we look at their discipline and their attendance. We get teacher recommendations just to make sure that the students that are in the program are, leaving our schools and going out in the community and representing our school system and our program well, and that we're getting quality employees to our employers in the community.
That's wonderful. Could you also tell me how many students are involved currently?
So in Barrow County, we have around 300 students currently participating in the work-based learning program. Like I said, we recruit them, we vet them, and we try to match them up with the jobs that perfectly align with what their pathway is and what their future goals are. So 300 right now. We hope to increase it. In the future, we're always wanting to grow the program.
That's awesome. Tywanda, what industries in Barrow County have been the primary focus of work-based learning opportunities?
Well, that's an interesting question. Here we're lucky to offer 15 career pathways at our high schools, so we try to focus on those 15 pathways when we're aligning jobs with the students that we have. But I would say that our top industries and pathways would be healthcare, law, engineering, and even food and nutrition. And here in Barrow County, our students, and we're actually lucky to be located in a strategic location right along Highway 316 and 85. So we have students not only working in Barrow County in these industries, but in your Gwinnett, Walton, Clark, Oconee, Jackson. So it's a wide array of opportunities, and the possibilities are endless. There is no limitation to what our students can do and what industries they can work in.
Wow. Clay, how do you help match students to employers when they come to you looking for work?
Well, what we initially do is we take the pathways that Miranda was alluding to, the 15 like engineering, and once they get through the pathway, we're hoping to have an industry partner or someone in the local community that has an apprenticeship or internship or job that the student can work within. Sometimes it doesn't always work that way, but we really focus on internships and apprenticeships in our programs. But on the flip side of that, if we do have a student who just is working for money and they don't want an internship that sometimes will pay $0, then that's really okay, because it's really important that they still get those employability skills. And then sometimes we also find that they're willing to change after we give them that chance, and they're like, hey, well, I'm working retail currently. I'm willing to take that internship because I'm kind of overworking retail. And you just have to let them make that decision. And that's really what we do is this fine balance of, hey, are you ready to do an internship, or are you looking to just work and just build those employability skills? Like, where are you at on that spectrum?
And to that point, we have to keep work-based learning fluid, because we know our employers don't work on a school schedule. And so,
Yeah.
an employer may not need a student in August when a student's ready to work or start the work-based learning program. So we can let them in the program and do the program if we know they're a good student and a good employee. And like Clay said, they could be working retail, but then in November, we have an employer email us or contact us and say, hey, we're looking for a student intern, and then it's easy. I have a wonderful student for you. So we just have to keep it flexible for the employers and the students. So that's kind of how we work on making the match.
Yeah. In what ways does each high school collaborate, share ideas, and how are the three programs unique from one another?
Well, the three of us are the definition of what I would say collaboration. We speak daily and we meet in person at least once a week because we try to align our programs to all pretty much be the same. Students have the same assignments and same expectations so that each student is getting the quality work-based learning experience. We visit employers together so that employers in the community know the three of us, and if one of us is out by chance, nothing misses or skips a beat. So we're pretty much aligned. The only thing that's a little different is the students at each school, because each school has, of course, a different mascot, a little different culture, but when it comes to work-based learning, I feel as if we're all one. What do y'all think?
Yeah, I agree. And to piggyback on that, we do field trips or like career explorations. We're really good about, if all of us have an engineering program, then all of our schools go. We don't just like isolate it and it benefit one school, it benefits all of the district here in Barrow County.
I think since we're such a small community, we do try to make it easy on our employers, so they, if one of them talks to me or to Clay, like they know that we're going to share job opportunities with each other, and so we don't, always say this is a job for a Tywanda Barrow student or this is a job for Appalachia student. They all have the same opportunities with all employers in our community. So we work together really well to just make sure all opportunities are available to all our students.
That's wonderful.
So Miranda, how do you measure student success in the program, and how do you interact with employers to assess student progress?
So in the work-based learning program, all of our students do have to fill out a timesheet every month just to verify that they're going to work, and it's signed by their supervisor. We visit all of our students at least twice a semester, and so making that face-to-face contact with the employer is really important just to keep the integrity of our program high. And they fill out evaluations for our students twice a semester as well. And so visiting the employers, just keeping in contact with our students, making sure that they know that we're here for them if they have any issues or questions about work. And that's the value too of work-based learning program is some young adults don't know how to handle certain situations at work. And so we are able to kind of step in and coach them through that. Whereas when they graduate from high school and they become, adults, when those situations arise, they may not have the support. And so we're able to support them through that. And on the flip side, we're able to support employers too. And so employers will contact us and say, hey, we're having this situation with a student, what can we do? And we're able to go out and coach the employers through working with young adults as well, because they're not always used to that either. And so we are able to provide that support through our program and assess students and make sure they're on the right track for what they need to be doing for work-based learning.
Yeah, and one of those things also is we want to see them still employed even when they graduate. Like sometimes we have internships or jobs that they start and they keep them, like either with the city government, and that is a measure of success to keep them here in Barrow County, some of our really talented students. So I think that's really important to think about too. Like sometimes it's not always a metric that's a grade or something we give them. It's like, are they still working, happy with their job, they're in the community, and you see them the older they get.
And another thing, our students that categorize as youth apprentice, after they actually graduate, we track them for 720 hours after they've graduated of work, and they have to get some type of credential, whether it be certification at the job, a technical certificate, or a degree. And we track them just to kind of see what's going on with them and to make sure that work-based learning was a meaningful experience and it assisted them in their career goals.
That's awesome. Miranda, do you collaborate with local businesses and community partners to provide meaningful work experiences for students?
Yes, of course. And like Tywanda said, our Youth Apprentice program is really the the best part of being in work-based learning. And so when we can match students who really want to go into the field where they're working, and so say they're getting a certificate through dual enrollment, or they're working through the certifications through their healthcare classes, and then matching them with a job that they know they're going to pursue when they graduate, and then following them after graduation is really like the best thing for our program and for us. So providing youth apprenticeship opportunities in our community, we feel like is the most meaningful experience for our students, and that's really what we try to do.
Yeah, and we try to do our best to participate in Rotary, Chamber of Commerce, have a pulse on the community and know like what new businesses are coming in, what businesses have been bought and sold or changed, just so we can reach out and say, we can support one another. What needs do you have? Kind of acting like a pseudo, mini Chamber of Commerce on our side somewhat.
And for me personally, I like attending the community events like the First Friday Downtown Winder, just networking and communicating with the business owners that are out, as well as people in the community, letting them know who we are and what we do.
Looking ahead, what are your visions for the future of Barrow's work-based learning program?
One thing I know we all want to make sure is that we still get in front of as many students as we can and let them know the importance of, here in Barrow, it's really important for you, especially in 11th and 12th grade, to have these employability experiences where you're actually like building, skills, and you're understanding what you want to do in the future, instead of, hey, I want to, work my butt off all through school and then maybe never have a job, graduate college at 22, and then start a career that you might not like, but you don't know that, and then you're starting back over at like 25, 26. Like, I think it's important for us, no matter where you're really working, is to have those experiences, even if you know what you don't want to do, that now. And, here in Barrow, I think we have a focus to be able to do that. And really what we want to be able to do is focus on the skills of development and, just increase the ability for our students to have experiences that are meaningful in the workplace.
And to add on to that, also for all the students to know that we're a resource that they can always come to. Even if they're not in the work-based learning program, we can assist them with resumes. We can help them participate in a mock interview or a job shadow experience.
And to what Tywanda said, we are also a resource, we feel, to our career tech teachers, our CTA teachers in the community or in the school system as well. So we work hard helping them connect to people who could be advisory members, employers who could come in and be guest speakers for their industry. And so we feel like we do a good job of providing that resource as well, so that they can take those back to their students in their classrooms also.
How do you plan to continue evolving and improving the program?
Right away, it's the expansion of industry partnerships, I think, is what we need first and foremost. I think we have enough students where sometimes we struggle to find placements, especially in some of the bigger programs like healthcare or even engineering. One of the hardest things, I think, is when you have students who are under 18, who are like 17, and this it's really hard to find them, because here in Barrow County we have a lot of industry, and industry is very reluctant until they become 18 sometimes to take them on as our apprentice or intern. So we really need those doors to open for us. And I know that's what we struggle with the most and talk about.
Well, hopefully that's something that could, open up for the students in the future. But I want to thank you all for coming in today. We really enjoyed the conversation. This was a fantastic conversation about Barrow's work-based learning program and how our students get valuable job experience in high school. To learn more about our work-based learning programs, visit our website and find us on social media. And remember, the learning journey never stops. It continues beyond the bell.